I am back. I am very excited. I found what I wanted. This book changed my life. I'm not lying. The Secret is literally the book that made me who I am right now, made me who you see when you come to this channel, made me who you keep coming back here for kindness, for cards, why you subscribed, why you like it here. I was not who I am before I read this book. The person you come here to see, Lala, I was not that person until I read this book. Before I read this book, I was not the Lala that you know. I was bitter. I was angry. I was sad. I was depressed. I was of the grind culture. I was not me. This book, honest to God, helped me become the me that you know. And I bought it for my daughter, and it's been sitting on her shelf because, like I tell everybody, you can't change people. So I wanted her to read it. The inside of the front of this book is dated 2023. It's now 2026. She's not read it. I know she hasn't read it because she's still the same girl she was when I bought it for her. That's fine. You can lead a horse to water. You can't make them drink. This is my daughter's water. When she's ready, she'll drink it. In the meantime, you guys come here. You like coming here. So I will start to read this book a little at a time. If you want to listen to it, that's wonderful. If you don't have to stay. Again, I can read it. If you listen, that's wonderful. The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. It's phenomenal. I will read the foreword. A year ago, my life had collapsed around me. I'd worked myself into exhaustion. My father died suddenly, and my relationships with work, colleagues, and loved ones were in turmoil. Little did I know at the time, out of my greatest despair was to come the greatest gift. I've been given a glimpse of a great secret, the secret of life. The glimpse came in a 100-year-old book given to me by my daughter Haley. I began tracing the secret back through history. I couldn't believe all the people who knew this. They were the greatest people in history: Plato, Shakespeare, Newton, Hugo, Beethoven, Lincoln, Emerson, Edison, Einstein. Incredulous, I asked, why doesn't everyone know this? A burning desire to share the secret with the world consumed me, and I began searching for people alive today who knew the secret. One by one, they began to emerge. I became a magnet. As I began to search, one great living master after another was drawn to me. When I discovered one teacher, hold on, let me make sure I got just the one page. Yep. When I discovered one teacher, that one would link to the next in a perfect chain. If I was on the wrong track, something else would catch my attention, and through the diversion, the next great teacher would appear. If I accidentally pressed the wrong link on an internet search, I would be led to a vital piece of information. In a few short weeks, I had traced the secret back through the centuries, and I had discovered the modern day practitioners of the secret. The vision of taking the secret to the world in a film had become fixed in my mind. And over the following 2 months in my film and my television production team learned the secret. It was imperative that every team member knew it, because without the knowledge, what we were trying to attempt would be impossible. We did not have a single teacher secured to film, but we knew the secret, and so with utter faith, I flew from Australia to the United States, where the majority of the teachers were based. 7 weeks later, the secret team had filmed 55 of the greatest teachers. across the United States with over 120 hours of film. With every step, with every breath, we used The Secret to create The Secret. We literally magnetized everything and everyone to us. 8 months later, The Secret was released. As the film swept the world, stories of miracles began to flood in. People wrote about healing from chronic pain, depression, and disease, walking for the first time after an accident, even recovering from a deathbed. We have received thousands of accounts of The Secret being used to bring about large sums of money and unexpected checks in the mail. People have used The Secret to manifest their perfect homes, life partners, cars, jobs, and promotions. With many accounts of businesses being transformed within days of applying The Secret. There have been heartwarming stories of stressed relationships involving children being restored to harmony. Some of the most magnificent stories we have received have come from children using The Secret to attract what they want, including high grades and friends. The Secret has inspired doctors to share the knowledge with their patients, universities and schools with their students, health clubs with their clients, churches of all denominations and spiritual centers with their congregations. There are secret parties being held in homes around the world as people share the knowledge with loved ones and families. The Secret has been used to attract all manner of things, from a specific feather to $10 million. All of this has taken place in the few months since the release of the film. My intention in creating The Secret was and still is that it will bring joy to billions around the world. The Secret team is experiencing the realization of that intention every day, as we receive thousands upon thousands of letters from people across the world, of all ages, all races, and all nationalities, expressing gratitude for the joy of The Secret. There isn't a single thing that you cannot do with this knowledge. It doesn't matter who you are or where you are. The Secret can give you whatever you want. 24 amazing teachers are featured in this book. Their words were filmed all over the United States at all different times, yet they speak as one voice. This book contains the secret teacher's words, and it also contains miraculous stories of The Secret in action. I have shared all of the easy paths, tips, and shortcuts that I have learned so that you can live the life of your dreams. You will notice throughout the book that in certain places I have capitalized the word you. The reason I did this is because I want you, the reader, to feel and know that I created this book for you. I'm speaking to you personally when I say you. My intention is for you to feel a personal connection with these pages, because The Secret has been created for you. As you travel through its pages and you learn The Secret, you will come to know how you can have, be, or do anything you want. You will come to know who you really are. You will come to know the true magnificence that awaits you. And then she's got acknowledgments, which is long, and I don't need to read all that, but The Secret Renewed. The Secret Revealed. Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor is, I think that he's a philosopher, author, and personal coach. Dr. Joe Vitale, John Assaraf. There's a whole bunch of people in here. All right, what is The Secret? Oh, and Jack Canfield was the author of all those Chicken Soup for the Soul books. Bob Proctor, what is The Secret? You've probably been sitting there wondering, what is The Secret? I'll tell you how I've come to understand it. We all work with one infinite power. We all guide ourselves by exactly the same laws. I trust his love. The natural laws of the universe are so precise that we don't even have any difficulty building relationships. We can send people to the moon, and we can time the landing with precision of a fraction of a second. Wherever you are, India, Australia, New Zealand, Stockholm, London, Toronto, Montreal, or New York, we're all working with one power, one law. It's attraction. The secret is the law of attraction. Everything that's coming into your life, you are attracting into your life. and it is attracted to you by virtue of the images that you are holding in your mind. It's what you're thinking. Whatever is going on in your mind, you are attracting it to you. Every thought of yours is a real thing, a force. The greatest teachers who have ever lived have told us that the law of attraction is the most powerful law in the universe. Let that sit for a minute. Just let that sit for a minute. That's why I tell you to not let those things sit in your head for too long. The garbage. The garbage. If you think about garbage, you'll be surrounded by it. Poets such as William Shakespeare, Robert Browning, and William Blake delivered it in their poetry. Musicians such as Ludwig van Beethoven expressed it through their music. Artists such as Leonardo da Vinci depicted it in their paintings. Great thinkers including Socrates, Plato, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Pythagoras, Sir Francis Bacon, Sir Isaac Newton, Johann Wolfgang van Gogh, and Victor Hugo shared it in their writings and teachings. Their names have been immortalized, and their legendary existence has survived centuries. Religions such as Hinduism, Hermetic traditions, Buddhism, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, and civilizations such as the ancient Babylonians, Egyptians, delivered it through their writings and stories, recorded throughout the ages in all its forms. The law can be found in ancient writings through all the centuries. It was recorded in stone in 3000 BC. Even though some coveted this knowledge, and indeed they did, it has always been there for anyone to discover. The law began at the beginning of time. It has always been and will always be. It is the law that determines the complete order in the universe. Every moment of your life and every single thing that you experience in your life, it doesn't matter who you are, where you are, the law of attraction is forming your entire life experience, and this all-powerful law is doing that through your thoughts. You are the one who calls the law of attraction into action. And you do it through your thoughts. It's so true. It's absolutely true. In 1912, Charles Haanel described the law of attraction as, quote, the greatest and most infallible law upon which the entire system of creation depends. Bob Proctor says, wise people have always known this. You can go right back to the ancient Babylonians. They've always known this. It is a small, select group of people. The ancient Babylonians and their great prosperity have been well documented by scholars. They are also known for creating one of the 7 wonders of the world, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Through their understanding and application of the laws of the universe, they became one of the wealthiest races in history. Why do you think that 1% of the population earns around 96% of all the money that's being earned? Do you think that's an accident? It's designed that way. They understand something. They understand the secret, and now you are being introduced to the secret. People who have drawn wealth into their lives use the secret, whether consciously or unconsciously. They think thoughts of abundance and wealth. They do not allow any contradictory thoughts to take root in their mind. Their predominant thoughts are of wealth. They only know wealth, and nothing else exists in their minds. Whether they are aware of it or not, their predominant thoughts are wealth and what brought wealth to them. It is the law of attraction in action. A perfect example to demonstrate the secret and the law of attraction in action is this. You may know of people who acquired massive wealth and lost it all, and within a short time acquired massive wealth again. What happened in these cases, whether they knew it or not, is that their dominant thoughts were of wealth. That is how they acquired it for the first instance. Then they allowed fearful thoughts of losing the wealth to enter their minds. until those fearful thoughts of loss became their dominant thoughts. They tipped the scales from thinking thoughts of wealth to thinking thoughts of loss. And so they lost it all. Once they lost it all, however, the fear of loss disappeared, and they tipped the scales back with dominant thoughts of more wealth, and then it returned again. Hi. The law responds to your thoughts, no matter what they are. Like attracts like. The simplest way for me to look at the law of attraction is, if I think of myself as a magnet, I know that a magnet will attract to it. You are the most powerful magnet in the universe. You contain a magnetic power within you that is more powerful than anything in this world. And this unfathomable magic power is emitted through your thoughts. Basically put, the law of attraction says that like attracts like, but we're really talking at a level of thought. The law of attraction says that like attracts like, and so you, as you think a thought, you are also attracting like thoughts to you. Here is a more example that you may have experienced of the law of attraction in your life. Have you ever started to think about something you were not happy about, and the more you thought about it, the worse it seemed? That's because as you think one sustained thought, the law of attraction immediately brings more like thoughts to you. In a matter of minutes, you have gotten so many unhappy thoughts coming to you that the situation seems to be getting worse. The more you think about it, the more upset you get. You may have experienced getting like thoughts when you listened to a song, and then found that you couldn't get that song out of your head. The song just kept playing over and over and over in your mind. When you listened to that song, even though you may not have realized it, you gave your full attention and focus to that thought. As you did that, you were powerfully attracting more like thoughts of that song. And so the law of attraction moved into action and delivered more thoughts of that song over and over again. Our job as humans is to hold on to the thoughts of what we want. Make it absolutely clear in our minds what we want. From that, we start to invoke one of the greatest laws in the universe. That is the law of attraction. You become what you think the most about, but you also attract what you think the most about. Your life right now is a reflection of your past thoughts. That includes all great things and all the things that you consider not so great. Since you attract to you what you think about most, it's easy to see what your dominant thoughts have been on every subject of your life, because that is what you've experienced until now. Excuse me. Now you are learning the secret. With this knowledge, you can change everything. If you see it in your mind, you're going to hold it in your hand. That's true. That's true. In my mind, I saw myself holding my daughter's hand, and my daughter was a little Asian child. And then a little while later, I was on a plane going to China, and they put my daughter in my arms. Absolutely was happening. I'm telling you, this is real. This is real. It's crazy. Whew. Boomers. Anyways, so where was I? If you can think about what you want in your mind and make that your dominant thought, you will bring it into your life. And that principle can be summed up in 3 simple words. Thoughts become things. Through this most powerful law, your thoughts become the things in your life. Your thoughts become things. Say this over to yourself and let it seep into your consciousness and your awareness. Your thoughts become things. What most people don't understand is that a thought has a frequency. We can measure a thought. And so if you're thinking that thought over and over and over and over again, if you're imagining in your mind having that brand new car, having the money that you need, building that company, finding your soulmate, if you're imagining what it looks like, you're emitting that frequency on a consistent basis. Thoughts are sending out that magical signal that is drawing that parallel back to you. The predominant thought of the mental attitude is the magnet, and the law is that like attracts like. Consequently, the mental attitude will invariably attract such conditions as correspond to its nature. So in other words, if you are constantly thinking garbage, you're going to always get garbage back. So if you're always, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, you won't ever be good enough. You will never be able to accomplish what you're thinking. You'll always be a failure. You're going to attract negativity and garbage back to yourself because you can't stop thinking it. You have to flip the script. The law of attraction, that is the secret. And it works. It totally, completely works. Thoughts are magnetic, and thoughts have a frequency. As you think, those thoughts are sent out into the universe, and they magnetically attract all like things that are on the same frequency. Everything sent out returns to the source. Hi, Chase. Everything sent out returns to the source. Everything. And that source is you. Think of it this way. We understand that a television station transmission tower broadcasts via a frequency, which is transformed into pictures on your television. Most of us don't really understand how it works, but we know that each channel has a frequency. And when we tune into that frequency, we see the pictures on our television. We choose that frequency by selecting a channel. And when we receive the pictures broadcast on that channel, we see that channel. If we want to see a different channel, different pictures on a television, we change the channel and we tune into that frequency. You are a human transmission tower. You are more powerful than any television tower created on Earth. You are the most powerful transmission tower in the universe. Your transmission creates life, and it creates the world. The frequency that you transmit reaches beyond cities and beyond countries, beyond the world. It reverberates through the entire universe, and you are transmitting that frequency with your thoughts. The pictures that you receive from the transmission of your thoughts are not on a television screen in your living room. They are the pictures of your life. Your thoughts create the frequency. They attract like things on that frequency, and then they are broadcast back to you as your life pictures. If you want to change anything in your life, change the channel and change the frequency by changing your thoughts. The vibrations of mental forces are the finest and consequently the most powerful in existence. See yourself living in abundance and you will attract it. It works every time with every person. As you think of yourself living in abundance, you are powerfully and consciously determining your life through the law of attraction. It's that easy. But then the most obvious question becomes, why isn't everybody living the life of dreams? Attract the good instead of the bad. Here's the problem. Most people are thinking about what they don't want, and they're wondering why it shows up over and over again, because they're thinking about what they don't want. They're not thinking about what they want. The only reason why people do not have what they want is because they're thinking more about what they don't want than what they do want. Listen to your thoughts and listen to the words you are saying. The law is absolute. There are no mistakes. How often do I say there are no mistakes? I don't believe in mistakes. There are no accidents, there are no mistakes. An epidemic worse than any plague that humankind has ever seen has been raging for centuries. It's the don't want epidemic. People keep this epidemic alive when they predominantly think, speak, act, and focus on what they don't want. But this is the generation that will change history because we are receiving the knowledge that can free us of this epidemic. It begins with you, and you can become a pioneer of this new thought movement by simply thinking and speaking about what you want. The law of attraction doesn't care whether you perceive something to be good or bad, or whether you don't want it, or whether you do want it. Excuse me. It's responding to your thoughts. So if you're looking at a mountain of debt, feeling terrible about it, that's the signal you're putting out into the universe. I feel really bad because of all this debt I've got. You're just affirming it to yourself. You feel it on every level of your being. That's what you're going to get more of. Horrible feelings and more debt. The law of attraction is a law of nature. It is impersonal, and it does not see good things or bad things. It's receiving your thoughts and reflecting back to you the same thoughts as your life experience. The law of attraction simply gives you whatever it is you are thinking about. The law of attraction is really obedient. When you think of the things that you want and you focus on them with all of your intention, the law of attraction will give you exactly what you want every time. When you focus on the things that you don't want, I don't want to be late. I don't want to be late. The law of attraction doesn't hear that you don't want it. It manifests the things that you're really thinking of. And so it's going to show up over and over and over again. The law of attraction is not biased to wants or don't wants. When you focus on something, no matter what it is happening to you, or no matter what it happens to be, you really are calling that into existence. So you are going to be late. Because the law of attraction doesn't hear that you don't want to be late. It just hears be late. So you're going to be late. When you focus on something you want and you hold that focus, you are in that moment summoning what you want with the mightiest power in the universe. The law of attraction doesn't compute don't or not or no or any other words of negation. As you speak words of negation, this is what the law of attraction is receiving. I don't want to spill something on this outfit. The law of attraction hears, I want to spill something on this outfit. I want to spill more things. I don't want a bad haircut. I want bad haircuts. I don't want to be delayed. I want delays. I don't want that person to be rude to me. I want that person and more people to be rude to me. I don't want the restaurant to give away our table. I want restaurants to give my tables away. That's what hears. That's what it hears. I don't want these shoes to hurt. I want shoes to hurt. I can't handle all this work. I want more work that I can't handle. I don't want to catch the flu. I'm definitely going to catch the flu. I want to catch all the flus. I don't want more arguing. I want all the arguing. Don't speak to me like that. I want you to speak to me like that. I want all the other people to speak to me like that. The law of attraction is giving you exactly what you are thinking about, period. It doesn't understand between what you want and don't want. It's just going to give you whatever you're thinking about. If you're thinking about it, you're going to get it. The law of attraction is the law of creation. Quantum physicists tell us that the entire universe emerged from thought. You create your life through your thoughts, and the law of attraction, and every single person does the same. It doesn't just work if you know about it. It has always been working in your life, every other person's life through history. When you become aware of this great law, then you become aware of how incredibly powerful you are to be able to think your life into existence. That is crazy. That is crazy. And the answer is no, I can't because I have MS. My equilibrium is off. It's working as much as you're thinking. Anytime your thoughts are flowing, the law of attraction is working. When you're thinking about the past, the law of attraction is working. When you're thinking about the present, when you're thinking about the present, the future, or right now, the law of attraction is working. It's an ongoing process. You don't press the pause. You don't press stop. It's a forever in action working. Your thoughts are always working. The Secret. This book changed my life, so I'm reading it. When you are considering something to your future or right now, it's working. When you are driving, you are thinking. When you are getting ready in the morning, you are thinking. For many of us, the only time we are not thinking is when we are asleep. However, the forces of attraction are still operating on our last thoughts as we fall asleep. Make your last thoughts before going to bed, before going to sleep, good thoughts. Creation is always happening. Every time an individual has a thought or a prolonged chronic way of thinking, they are in the creation process. Something is going to manifest out of your thoughts. What you are thinking now is creating your future life. You create your life with your thoughts because you are always thinking, you are always creating. What you think about the most or focus on the most is what will appear as your life. Like all the laws of nature, there is utter perfection in this law. You create your life. Whatever you sow, you reap. Your thoughts are seeds, and the harvest you reap will depend on the seeds that you plant. If you are complaining, the law of attraction will powerfully bring into your life more situations for you to complain about. If you are listening to someone else complain and focus on that, sympathizing with them, agreeing with them, in that moment, you are attracting more situations to yourself to complain about. Hi, Cooked Bacon. The law is simply reflecting and giving back to you exactly what you are focusing on with your thoughts. With this powerful knowledge, you can completely change every circumstance and event in your entire life by changing the way you think. I had a student named Robert who was taking an online course that I have, part of which entails email access to me. Robert was gay. He outlined all the grim realities of his life in his emails to me. In his job, his coworkers ganged up on him. It was consistently stressful because of how nasty they were to him. When he walked down the street, he was accosted by homophobic people who wanted to abuse him in some way. He wanted to become a stand-up comedian, and when he did a stand-up comedy job, everybody heckled him about being gay. His whole life was one of unhappiness and misery, and it all focused around being attacked because he was gay. I began to teach him that he was focusing on what he did not want. I directed him back to his email that he sent me and said, read it again. Look at all the things that you do not want you're telling me about. I can tell you you're very passionate about this, and when you focus on something with a lot of passion, it makes it happen even faster. Then he started taking this thing about focusing on what you want to heart. He began really trying it. What happened with the next 6 to 8 weeks was an absolute miracle. All the people in his office who had been harassing him earlier transferred to another department, quit working at the company, or started completely leaving him alone. He began to love his job. When he walked down the street, nobody was harassing him anymore. They just weren't. They weren't there. When he did his stand-up comedy routines, he started getting standing ovations, and nobody was heckling him anymore. His whole life changed because he changed from focusing on what he did not want, what he was afraid of, what he wanted to avoid, to focusing on what he did want. Robert's life changed because he changed his thoughts. Thank you. He changed his thoughts. He emitted a different frequency out into the universe. The universe must deliver the pictures of the new frequency no matter how impossible the situation might seem. Robert's new thoughts became his new frequency, and the pictures of his entire life changed. You'll get timed out if you, thank you. It's very nice of you to say that, but you'll get timed out if you keep saying it. Your life is in your hands. No matter where you are now, no matter what has happened in your life, you can begin to consciously choose your thoughts, and you can change your life. There is no such thing as hopeless situation. Every single circumstance of your life can change. You attract to you the predominant thoughts that you're holding in your awareness. Whether those thoughts are conscious or unconscious, that's the rub. Whether you have been aware of your thoughts in the past or not, now you are becoming aware. Right now, with the knowledge of the secret, you are waking up from a deep sleep and becoming aware. Aware of the knowledge, aware of the law, aware of the power that you have through your thoughts. If you look very carefully when it comes to the secret and the power of your mind and the power of intention in our daily lives, it is all around us. All we have to do is open our eyes and look. You can see the law of attraction everywhere. You draw everything to yourself. The people, the job, the circumstances, the health, the wealth, the debt, the joy, the car that you drive, the community that you're in, and you've drawn them all to you like a magnet. What you think about, you bring about. Your whole life is a manifestation of the thoughts that go on in your head. This is a universe of inclusion, not exclusion. Nothing is excluded from the law of attraction. Your life is a mirror of the dominant thoughts you think. All living things on this planet operate through the law of attraction. The difference with humans is that they have a mind that can discern. They can use their free will to choose their thoughts. They have the power to intentionally think and create their entire life with their mind. I'm not talking to you from the point of view of wishful thinking or imaginary craziness. I'm talking to you from a deeper, basic understanding. Quantum physics really begins to point to this discovery. It says that you can't have a universe without mind entering into it, and that the mind is exactly shaping the very thing that is being perceived. If you think about the analogy of being the most powerful transmission tower in the universe, you will see the perfect correlation with Dr. Wolf's words. Your mind thinks thoughts, and the pictures are broadcast back as your life experience. You not only create your life with your thoughts, but your thoughts add powerfully to the creation of the world. If you thought that you were insignificant and had no power in this world, think again. Your mind is actually shaping the world around you. The amazing work and discoveries of the quantum physicists over the last 80 years has brought us to a greater understanding of the unfathomable power of the human mind to create. Their work parallels the words of the world's great minds, including Carnegie, Emerson, Shakespeare, Bacon, Krishnamurti, and Buddha. If you don't understand the law, that doesn't mean you should reject it. You may not understand electricity, and yet you enjoy the benefits of it. I don't know how it works, but I do know this. You can cook a man's dinner with electricity, and you can also cook the man. I am reading a book. I am reading The Secret. This book changed my life. That's why I'm sharing it with everybody. This book changed my life. It made me who I am right now. You people love to come here. You love to listen to me, read the cards. You love to come here. You feel peace after you have been here and you leave. This is the book that started to make me who I am. Thank you. I'm telling you, this book changed my life. So I'm sharing it with all of you because it is amazing. Oftentimes, when people begin to understand the great secret, they become frightened of all the negative thoughts that they have. They need to be aware that it has been significantly proven that an affirmative thought is 100 times more powerful than a negative thought. That eliminates a degree of worry right there. Powerful thoughts are 1,000,000 times more powerful than negative thoughts. It really does take many negative thoughts and persistent negative thinking to bring something negative into your life. However, if you persist in thinking negative thoughts over a period of time, they will appear in your life. If you worry about having negative thoughts, you will attract more worrying about your negative thoughts and multiply them at the same time. Decide right now that you're going to start to think only good thoughts. At the same time, proclaim to the universe that all your good thoughts are powerful and that any negative thoughts that you have are weak. Thank God that there's a time delay, that all of your thoughts don't come true instantaneously. We would be in some serious trouble if they did. The element of time delay serves you. It allows you to reassess, to think about what you want, and to make a new choice. All of your power to create your life is available right now, because right now is when you are thinking. If you have had some thoughts that will not be beneficial when they manifest, then right now you can change your thinking. You can erase your previous thoughts by replacing them with something good. Time serves you because you can think new thoughts and emit them in a new frequency right now. You want to become aware of your thoughts and choose your thoughts carefully. And you want to have fun with this because you are the masterpiece of your own life. You are the Michelangelo of your own life. The David that you are sculpting is you. One way to master your mind is to learn to quiet your mind. Without exception, Every teacher in this book uses meditation, breathing, calmness to quiet their mind. Use meditation as a daily practice. Excuse me, I need a sip of water. It's so important. All these things that I talk about every single day when you guys come in here began when I read this book. It wasn't until I discovered the secret that I realized how powerful meditation can be. Meditation quiets the mind. It helps you control your thoughts and revitalizes your body. The great news is that you don't have to set aside hours and hours to meditate. You don't. Just 3 to 10 minutes a day. Just begin with 3 to 10 minutes a day. It can be incredibly powerful to gain control over your thoughts. 3 to 10 minutes a day. That's it. To become aware of your thoughts, you can also set the intention, I am the master of my thoughts. I control my thoughts. My thoughts do not control me. It's that simple. Say it often, meditate on it, and as you hold that to that intention, by the law of attraction, you must become that. Every day, say it out loud and mean it. Every day. I am the master of my thoughts. I control my thoughts. My thoughts do not control me. Every day. You are now receiving the knowledge that will enable you to create the most magnificent version of you. The possibility of that version of you already exists on the frequency of the most magnificent version of yourself. Decide what you want to be, do, and have. Think the thoughts of it. Emit that frequency out into the universe, and your vision will become your life. All of that is legit truth. I manifested my life. I was 350 pounds, and I was done being the fat girl. I was done. I saw myself healthy. I saw myself smaller. I used to wear the largest size that Lane Bryant sold. Actually, I sized out of Lane Bryant. I was buying 4X and 5X from like one of those fat grandma catalog things that you could only buy like elastic size clothing because I sized out of Lane Bryant. I am now I can wear the smallest size I can wear is women's size 6 jeans. I have size from size 6 to 14 in my clothing, depending on what I want to wear. If I want to wear fat pants, I wear my 14s. If I want to wear my 6s, right now I'm wearing women's size 6 jeans because I want to wear something that fits snug. But it doesn't matter, I'm not my number. But I made that happen. I wanted to be healthier. I saw that happening and I made it happen. I manifested that. I lost 200 pounds. I knew I wanted that and I made it happen. This book is not lying. This book is not lying. I knew I wanted that. I thought it and thought it and thought it and boom. It's my life. Hi, honeybee. So I'm reading this to all of you guys because it's the truth. It's how I started to turn into the person that I am now. This book is where it started. Oh my God, the boomers. Despite the boomers, I was still able to manifest by way of the secret. Now I manifest whatever I want. Secret summaries. I will continue. The great secret of life is the law of attraction. The law of attraction says like attracts like. So when you think a thought, you are also attracting like thoughts to you. Thoughts are magnetic. And thoughts have a frequency. As you think thoughts, they are sent out into the universe and they are magnetically attracted. They magnetically attract all like things that are on the same frequency. Everything sent out returns to the source. You returns to you. Excuse me. You are a human transmission tower, transmitting a frequency with your thoughts. If you want to change anything in your life, change the frequency by changing your thought. Hypontosaurus. Your current thoughts are creating your future life. What you think about the most or focus on the most is what will appear as your life. I have to say that again. Louder for everybody in the back. No, it's totally fine. It's totally fine, honey. It's totally fine. What you think about the most and focus on the most is what will appear as your life. You can come back later, honey, because I'm going to just keep reading this book. You can come back later and do this on the replay crew. This is serious stuff. It's life-changing stuff. Your thoughts become things. Make sure your thoughts are positive. Positive thoughts are 1,000,000 times more powerful than negative thoughts. The Secret Made Simple. We live in a universe in which there are laws, just as there is a law of gravity. If you fall off a building, it doesn't matter if you're a good person or a bad person, you're going to hit the ground. That's a law. Whether you're good or bad, your shit's hitting the ground. Boom, gravity. Gravity wins. The law of attraction is a law of nature. It is as impartial and impersonal as the law of gravity. It is precise and it is exact. Everything that surrounds you right now in your life, including the things that you're complaining about, you have attracted them. I know at first blush, that's going to be something that you hate to hear. You're going to immediately say, I didn't attract that car accident. I didn't attract that particular client who gives me a hard time. I didn't particularly attract the debt. And I'm here to be a little bit in your face to say, actually, yeah, you did attract it. This is one of the hardest concepts to get, but once you've accepted it, it's life transforming. Often when people first hear this part of The Secret, they recall events in history where masses of lives were lost, and they find it incomprehensible that so many people could have attracted themselves to that event. By the law of attraction, they had to be on the same frequency as the event. It doesn't necessarily mean they thought of that exact event, but the frequency of their thoughts matched the frequency of the event. If people believe they can be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they have no control over outside circumstances, those thoughts of fear, separation, and powerlessness, if persistent, can attract them to being in the wrong place at the wrong time. You have a choice right now. Do you want to believe that it's just the luck of the draw and bad things can happen to you at any time? Do you want to believe that you can be in the wrong place at the wrong time? That you have no control over circumstances? Or do you want to believe and know that your life experience is in your hands and that only all good can come into your life because that is the way you think? You have a choice. And whatever you choose to think will become your life experience. Nothing can come into your experience unless you summon it through persistent thoughts. Most of us attract by default. We just think that we don't have any other control over it. Our thoughts and feelings are on autopilot, and so everything is brought on by default. No one would ever deliberately attract anything unwanted. Without the knowledge of the secret, it's easy to see how some people or how some unwanted things may have occurred in your life or other people's lives. It simply came from a lack of awareness or a great creative power of our thought. Now, if this is your first time to hear this, it may feel like Okay, I have to monitor my thoughts. This is going to be a lot of work. It seems like that at first, but that's where you're wrong. That's where the fun begins. The fun is that there are many shortcuts to the secret, and you get to choose the shortcuts that work best for you. Read on and you'll see how. It's impossible to monitor every single thought we have. Researchers tell us that we have about 60,000 thoughts a day. Can you imagine how exhausted you would be if you had to try to control all 60,000 of those thoughts? Fortunately, there's an easier way, and it's our feelings. Our feelings let us know what we're thinking. The importance of feelings cannot be overstated. Your feelings are your greatest tool to help you create your life. Your thoughts are the primary cause of everything. Everything else you see and experience in this world is effect, and that includes your feelings. The cause is always your thoughts. The emotions are an incredible gift that we have to let us know what we're thinking. Your feelings tell you very quickly what you're thinking. Think about when your feelings suddenly took a dive. Maybe when you heard some bad news, that feeling in your stomach or your solar plexus was instant. So your feelings are an immediate signal for you to know what you're thinking. You want to become aware of how you're feeling and get in tune with how you're feeling, because that's the fastest way for you to know what you're thinking. You have two sets of feelings, good feelings and bad feelings, and you know the difference between the two because one makes you feel good and the other makes you feel bad. It's the depression, it's the anger, it's the resentment, it's the guilt. It's those feelings that don't make you feel empowered. Those are the bad feelings. No one can tell you whether you are feeling good or bad because you are the only one who knows how you're feeling at any time. Because you are the one who is sure of your feeling. If you are not sure how you're feeling, ask yourself, how am I feeling today? You can stop and ask this question often during the day. There are no rules. Ask yourself as often as you'd like. You can stop and ask this question anytime, and then you'll become more aware of how you're feeling. The most important thing for you to know is that it is impossible to feel bad and at the same time be having good thoughts. That defies the law because your thoughts cause you feeling. Your thoughts cause your feelings. If you are feeling bad, it's because you're thinking thoughts that are making you feel bad. Your thoughts determine your frequency, and your feelings tell you immediately what frequency you're on. When you're feeling bad, you are on the frequency of drawing more bad things. The law of attraction must respond by broadcasting back to you more pictures of bad things more pictures of bad things and things that will make you feel bad. As you feel bad and don't make any effort to change your thoughts and feel better, you're in effect saying, bring me more circumstances that will make me feel bad about more bad things. Bring it on. The flip side to that is you have good emotions and good feelings too. You know when they come because they make you feel good. Excitement, joy, gratitude, love. Imagine if we could feel that way every day. Guess what? You can. Keep coming here. When you celebrate the good feelings, you draw to you more good feelings and things that make you feel good. It's really so simple. What am I attracting to right now? What am I attracting right now? Well, how do you feel? Well, good. Keep doing that. It's impossible to feel good at the same time be having negative thoughts. Hi, Mr. White. It's impossible to feel good and at the same time be having negative thoughts. If you are feeling good, it's because you are thinking good thoughts. You see, you can have whatever you want in your life, no limits. But there's one catch. You have to feel good. And when you think about it, isn't that all you ever wanted? You have to feel good and you have to think about it. The law is indeed perfect. I'm reading The Secret. This book changed my life. If you're feeling good, then you're creating a future that's on track with your desires. If you're feeling bad, you're creating a future that's off track with your desires. As you go about your day, the law of attraction is working every second. Everything that we think and everything that we feel is creating our future. If you're worried or in fear, then you are bringing more of that into your life throughout the day. Don't do that. When you're feeling good, you must be thinking good thoughts. So you are on track and you're emitting a powerful frequency that is attracting back to you more good things that will make you feel good. Seize those moments when you are feeling good and milk them. Be aware that as you are feeling good, you are powerful and you are attracting more good things to you. They do, actually. They do. You are self-sabotaging when you think that way. You're self-sabotaging. When you're feeling good, you are powerful and you're attracting more good things to you. Let go one step further. If your feelings are actually communication from the universe to let you know what you're thinking, our feelings are a feedback mechanism to us about whether we're on track or not, whether we're on course or off course. Remember, your thoughts are the primary cause of everything. So when you think a sustained thought, it is immediately sent out into the universe. That thought magnetically attaches itself to the like frequency, and then within seconds sends the reading of that frequency back to you through your feelings. Put another way, your feelings are communication back to you from the universe, telling you what frequency you are currently on. Your feelings are your frequency feedback mechanism. If you came in here to be a troll and make things up, it's not going to work. I don't buy those stuff. I don't buy that. When you're feeling bad, it's communication from the universe, and in effect, it's saying, warning, change your thinking now. Negative frequency recording, change frequency, counting down to manifestation, warning. It's totally true. The next time you are feeling bad or feeling negative emotion, listen to the signal that you are receiving from the universe. In that moment, you are blocking your own good from coming to you because you are in a negativity frequency. Change your thoughts and think about good things. And when the good feeling starts to come, you will know because you've shifted yourself to a new frequency and the universe has confirmed it with better feelings. Totally true. You're getting exactly what you're feeling about, not so much what you're thinking about. That's why people tend to spiral if they stub their toe getting out of bed. Their whole day goes like that. They have no clue that a simple shifting of their emotions can change their entire day and life. Negative gets more negative. Change the way you think and your whole day will turn for the better. If you start having a good day, you're in that particular happy feeling. As long as you don't allow something to change your mood, you're going to continue to attract good things by the law of attraction. More situations and people that sustain that happy feeling. It's totally true. If someone was trying to toss you a book and it hit you under the eye, and you had a bad day because you kept thinking negative, bad thoughts about that book, you brought those bad thoughts to you because you kept thinking negative stuff. You brought them on yourself. You let that accident, someone didn't mean to hit you in the eye, that was an accident. But you took it in a negative way and then continued to have negative thoughts throughout the day. You are exactly proving my point. You're proving my point. People didn't mean to throw a book at your face. It was an accident. But because it put you in a bad mood, you continue to have bad thoughts. And for the rest of the day, you put bad out into the universe. Your frequency was bad and you kept bringing more bad stuff to you. You are proving my point. Stick around and I'll read some more. We all have experienced those days or times when one thing after another goes wrong. I'm sure it was painful. I'm sure it was painful. But it wasn't because it was on purpose. Things can be painful, but don't focus on the pain. Fix it, get over it, take an aspirin, and turn it around. Turn it around. We all have experienced those days and times when one thing after another goes wrong. The chain reaction began with one thought. One thought. Ow, that's painful. There's that thought. Whether you were aware of it or not, the one bad thought attracted more bad thoughts. The frequency locked in. And eventually, something went wrong. Then as you reacted to that one thing going wrong, you attracted more things going wrong. Sound familiar? Reactions just attract more of the same, and the chain reaction must keep occurring until you move yourself off that frequency by intentionally changing your thoughts. You can shift your thoughts to what you want, receive confirmation through your feelings that you changed your frequency. And the law of attraction will grab hold of that new frequency and send it back to you as new pictures of your life. Now here's where you can harness your feelings and use them to turbocharge what you want in life. You can purposely use your feelings to transmit an even more powerful frequency by adding feeling to what you want. Excuse me, I have to have another sip of water. I don't drink enough water. You can purposely use your feelings to transmit an even more powerful frequency by adding feeling to what you want. You can begin right now. You can begin right now to feel healthy. You can begin, thank you. You can begin to feel healthy. You can begin to feel prosperous. You can begin to feel the love that's surrounding you, even if it's not really there. And what will happen is the universe will correspond to the nature of your song. The universe will correspond to the nature of that inner feeling and manifest because that's the way you feel. So what are you feeling now? Take a few moments to think about how you feel. If you're not feeling as good as you'd like, focus on feeling your feelings inside and purposely lift them. Lift them to a frequency, a better frequency. As you focus intensely on your feelings with the intention to lift yourself up, you can powerfully elevate yourself. One way is to close your eyes, shutting out the distractions. Focus on your feelings inside and smile for 1 minute. Close your eyes, focus on your feelings, and smile for a whole minute. Think of something good. Close your eyes, think of something good, and smile for the entire minute. Think of something that makes you really happy, and smile while you're thinking of it. For real. You don't have to look at me. If you have earbuds in, you can hear me still. And if you don't have earbuds, go get them. Or just have if you get the phone, have it on speaker so you can still hear me. Close your eyes. There you go. Think about a bird. Close your eyes and think about something that makes you happy. Hi, Naveen. Think about something that makes you happy. Have your eyes closed and have a smile on your face. Think about something that makes you happy. Your thoughts and your feelings create your life. They will always be that way, guaranteed. If your thoughts and your feelings are always connected, always in unison, always in sync, and you're always making happiness in your heart, the law of gravity will always, there you go. The law of attraction The law of attraction will always give you back what you put out. If you put kindness and love out, you're going to get kindness and love back. Just like the law of gravity, the law of attraction never slips up. You don't see pigs flying because the law of gravity made a mistake and forgot to apply gravity to pigs that day. Likewise, there are no exclusions to the law of attraction. If something came to you, you drew it with prolonged thought. The law of attraction is precise. See you later, Mr. White. It's hard to swallow, but when we can begin to open ourselves up to that, the ramifications are awesome. It means that whatever thought has done in your life, it can be undone through a shift in your awareness. You have the power to change anything because you are the one who chooses your thoughts and you are the one who feels your feelings. You create your own universe as you go along. Already halfway through the book. Go to bed, Naveen. Go to bed. Get some rest. I'm going to take a break in this book now anyways. I'm going to pause it right here, and I'll read some more a little later. We're going to pause right now. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go make myself some soup, I think. All right? You guys, I love you all. I'll come back and read some more later. Everybody have a good rest, okay? Don't forget, positive thoughts. Positive thoughts. The law of attraction is real, okay? I love you guys. Take care.